We are back. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley has returned to the airwaves on this Thursday, 26th day of February 2026. I'm Dan Kuntz driving the bus. Well, Malcolm's driving the bus. I'm riding shotgun, if you will. I have no idea what he just did there. 32 degrees here in the big city. That's exactly where we were 24 hours ago on Wednesday morning. It was 32 degrees, and then we skyrocketed. We went up to 54 yesterday. I wasn't expected that was considerably warmer than what the National Weather Service was predicting. In fact, it was very strange. At 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, it was 39 degrees. At noon, it was 52. So in just 3 hours, we popped up quite a bit. We did have some wind yesterday, going to have some wind today, especially in the afternoon hours, and that's about it. A lot of sunshine, going to be a beautiful day. We had a beautiful sunrise this morning, and we had a beautiful sunset yesterday afternoon. I hope you caught that right around 5:45 or so. It was pretty spectacular. Forecast details are on the way. Lots of news. Sports. Kraken are back from their 3-week Olympic break, and they look like they were on a break. Dallas took it to them. The Dallas Stars just own the Kraken. They got to quit playing them, but they don't do the schedules either. Highlights of the Mariners and the Royals. They played to a tie yesterday down in Surprise, Arizona. It's spring training, the games don't count. Why go to extra innings and risk people getting hurt? So they say there are no ties in baseball, but there was yesterday. We'll have some sports. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Rosebud, the dog, needs a home. We'll see if we can get Rosebud out of dog jail. And our friends at Sustainable NCW paid me another visit. Love to have them on. Marlene Farrell back again. She's the executive director, and she brought her friend with her, Freyja Bourke. Freyja Bourke is the Outreach and Education Coordinator for Sustainable NCW. They're doing something they've never done before. On Saturday night at the Foothills Community Center, formerly known as the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and before that it was a plot of dirt. But they're doing a banquet, a celebration, a party. It's called A Gathering of Friends. It's a fundraiser, as you might imagine, for Sustainable NCW. They've never done this before. We thought we'd give them a little love, and we will do exactly that with Marlene and Freyja in the back half of the program. 2 minutes after the hour, it's tour time with our award-winning PTZs. A lot of people say this is the highlight of the show. They're probably right. Sun is up and going. 6:46 is when the sun peaked over the East Wenatchee bench. It'll dip down over the Cascades at 5:42 tonight, so today will be another 3 minutes and 21 seconds longer than it was yesterday. 10 hours and 55 minutes of daylight. Beautiful view from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Then we flip it around about 180 degrees and use the Omi Garden camera, about at the same height, maybe a little bit higher in elevation than the Wenatchee Heights camera, but not too much. You can see the snow up Mission Ridge Way and up the Clockham Way. Outside of that, nice view there. There's the Stamilk Complex and the Otabashian Bridge and the mighty Columbia River as the sun getting the job done. I love this bountiful sunshine. It's just beautiful. Digging that. High atop Hay Canyon. Well, not all the way atop Hay Canyon. If we were all the way atop Hay Canyon, we wouldn't see anything. But from that angle, we have a beautiful view of Cashmere and the sun peeking up over there. Good morning to Cashmere. Always a pleasure to see you folks. And of course, Chelan. Always good to see Chelan from our Lower Butte camera. We have 2 cameras on the Butte, as you know by now. That's the Lower Butte camera. It's closer to Chelan proper than the Upper Butte camera, and it's also about 500 feet lower in elevation, but it's still a beautiful view there from Chelan. Hi, Chelan. Good to see you. You're looking good. No slide to show for you. We'll jump right into it. From our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, it's where comfort, care, and community come together. We hit 54 yesterday. That was an anomaly. Don't think we're going to get to 54 today, more like 48, but it is going to be breezy. Breezy this morning, downright windy, I think, at times this afternoon. The sustained winds are going to be about 15 miles an hour, but we could see gusts as high as 25 miles an hour later on this afternoon, especially late in the afternoon. We did have a couple of gusts above 20 yesterday. Clear tonight, 34 for the overnight low. We do it all over again Friday with very little wind, 49 on Friday. Very little wind for the Wenatchee Valley. The Columbia Basin could still get a little residual wind on Friday. The pressure gradients are tightening up just a little bit. So the only real story today is going to be the wind. It's going to be a little breezy, not so much so on Friday. A couple of clouds doing battle with the sun, but the sun's going to get the upper hand on Saturday for the most part, and a high of 48. Beautiful Saturday. Sunday is the first day of March. No complaints there. Sunshine, beautiful, mild, 53, 56 on Monday. Clouds are back on Tuesday and Wednesday. The ridge of high pressure will be moving aside. It's just off the coast of the Pacific Ocean right now, and it's actually going to slide back out over the Pacific Ocean, which will allow some clouds to seep in. We could even see some much-needed rain by the time we get to Wednesday. But outside of the wind today, nothing but sunshine and mild temperatures. Our normal high temperature, by the way, this time of the year is about 46, and we'll be just a little bit above that as we head on to the weekend and we say goodbye to February. What happened to the month? Going to take a break and come back with your local headlines, because that's what's next on the agenda. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Looks a tad cloudy up Lake Wenatchee way. Nothing really down here. We're at 32 degrees. Breezy, mild, 48 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Kind of like what we did yesterday, just not quite as warm. And nothing but sunshine right on into the early part of next week. It's 8 minutes after the hour. A Manson business owner and his son will not face federal charges for illegally importing emission devices. John Wesley Owens and his son, Joshua Owens, are among dozens of defendants whose cases were thrown out by the Trump administration after they were indicted by former U.S. Attorney Vanessa Waldref on behalf of the Biden Department of Justice. The Owenses and 2 co-defendants were charged in 2024 with smuggling more than $33 million worth of contraband devices from Canada and then selling them for double that amount throughout eastern Washington. Now, those devices defeat the sensors on heavy-duty diesel trucks that monitor their exhaust fumes. That monitoring is required by the Clean Air Act. Back in January, Trump's Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche ordered that the Owens case and dozens of other cases be withdrawn, saying that the Clean Air Act does not allow for criminal prosecution. A U.S. District Court judge in Spokane formally dismissed the indictments last week. If convicted, the Owens family could have faced between 5 and 20 years behind bars. A Wenatchee Valley mental health counselor was sentenced Monday to 1 month in jail after inappropriately massaging or touching 2 of his clients who were 14 and 18 at the time. They told police that he had inappropriately massaged them or touched them. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that 32-year-old Devin Andre McNeil of Cashmere, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced in Douglas County Superior Court on Monday. McNeil formerly worked for the nonprofit Children's Home Society in East Wenatchee. The 14-year-old victim told police that McNeil made suggestive remarks at counseling sessions and photographed her in a crop top. The older victim told police McNeil made inappropriate comments and touched her inappropriately on several occasions. McNeil's guilty plea included counts of unlawful imprisonment, misdemeanor assault, and sexual misconduct with a minor. Judge Brian Huber ordered him to spend 1 month in jail, his credentials suspended by the state, and McNeil is not allowed to have contact with minors or to work as a counselor for 5 years. Central Washington lawmakers are working to put together funding for public building and infrastructure projects in our area. 12th District State Representative Mike Steele is the lead Republican negotiator on the House Capital Budget Committee in Olympia. He and fellow Representative Brian Burnett said this week they proposed more than $26 million in this year's supplemental budget, which is up for a committee vote later on today. Among the suggested spending is $500,000 to improve the Lake Chelan Senior Center, $258,000 for a Wenatchee Community Center to be built by the advocacy group Cafe, and $40,000 for a new picnic shelter in Cashmere's Riverside Park. Poor winter conditions and reduced operations have forced the Leavenworth Winter Sports Club to eliminate its position of executive director. The club that manages the Leavenworth Ski Hill hired Nordic ski coach Murray Bartholomew as its first ever director. They did that last July. But in an email to members, the board said the club has experienced much lower revenue than anticipated, and they made a decision to cut the role for 2026. The board said it was grateful for Bartholomew's contributions in grant writing, partner relations, and new staff hiring. The club says it will continue strategic planning efforts and reviewing its organizational structure. Nearly 2.6 million overnight visitors made their way to Chelan County in 2024. That's according to a year-long study on the county's tourism trends. The assessment was conducted by Seattle-based Bourke Consulting to review the impacts of tourism in Chelan, Leavenworth, Wenatchee, Cashmere, and Manson. According to the study, visitors spent an average of $675 million a year, saying without those contributions, local residents would need to spend an additional $22,000 at local establishments to keep up. 67% of the county's residents viewed tourism as having a negative effect on housing, although the study says housing affordability challenges are not driven by tourism. Overall, Wenatchee was the most consistently visited city, although Leavenworth attracts the most visitors from outside the state and experiences peaks in both summer and winter. And the U.S. Forest Service is going to stop distributing certain garments to its wildland firefighters that contain forever chemicals known as PFAS after reporters brought the problem to light. Earlier this month, ProPublica reported that one of the Forest Service's clothing suppliers, 10Kate, used finishing products with a PFAS compound on a Kevlar blend pant fabric. PFAS has been used in wildland firefighting gear to repel gasoline and water, but researchers have uncovered potential health risks associated with the chemicals. According to the report, officials had not previously informed firefighters about the use of PFAS despite knowing about them. ProPublica's reporting says more research is needed to determine what risks PFAS has in firefighting gear. So this story is not over yet. That's the news on this Thursday morning. We got Jefferson, we got Matthew, and we got Oscar, and we got Jenny, and we got all kinds of people who know what they're doing around here. And I sit with them. They do the news. I just do my best to stay out of their way. The news comes your way 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on the NCW Life Evening News. That's on television. If you are a YouTuber, we'll be up and running on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. We stream on our website. We're on Roku. We're on Fire. We're on Amazon. And we have an email address, news@ncwlife.com, if you want to chime in with a news tip or just comment on the NCW Life channel. Don't forget, if you want to comment about this program, I accept constructive criticism so long as it's unqualified praise. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Just about 17 minutes after the hour, the Dallas Stars beat the Seattle Kraken 4-1 in Dallas last night. It was the first game after the Winter Olympic breaks, and it was a bit of a sloppy game, to say the least. For Dallas, though, they've now won 7 in a row. Defenseman Riker Evans scored a third-period goal. Joey Decord stopped 28 shots for the Kraken.
Chance for the Stars to move through center. Wyatt Johnston splitting in, got the shot away, and Decord sticks it to the corner. Back towards Johnston, tight angle, and the shot from Robertson blockered away. Up at the point, shot, score! Johnston, the tip in front for number 30 on the season. He has the Stars' first goal.
From the Stars side of things, the only forward that scored was Rope Hansen's not in the lineup here tonight.
That was the only trip the Stars make to Seattle. Shot, score off the draw. Matt Duchene gets the redirection. And Duchene indeed does pick up where he left off 3 weeks ago.
Win the draw, that's Duchene on the dot. Strong bull spin move, feet involved. Thomas Harley with the BB from the blue line. And below the crossbar, sure they're peeking at it a little bit. Stevenson, the other center iceman, doesn't lock up the stick of Matt Duchene. He's able to twist. Harley always talks about marrying his eyes with the forward in front of the net. Once he sees that.
Duchene unable to keep on the side. And on edge, that puck rolls all the way down where Thomas Harley secures it. But time up on the penalty. Freddie Gaudreau, high sticking minor, is done. Ritzkovian for Bourke, and the shot, score! Crashing the net, Sam Steele, and the Stars bully one home for their third of the night. Stars control it again, Heiskanen, shot, score! Johnston was there, looked to get a stick on it. Dallas does indeed. Shot hustling to the point. Montour got there, but turned over. Wyatt Johnston in with Robertson. Stars break in and out of midair. Good defensive play with the stick by Riker Evans as Robertson was trying to spring in Johnston on hat-trick watch. Turned over. Here's Cadden trying to tuck, and he couldn't. And then the shot scored. As Petrovic took some contact, his helmet came off. It was some chaos after the initial Cadden chance.
He was the guy who broke up that bid by Johnston and Robertson. Scrambling play had Casey DeSmith
to run the winning streak to 6 games. Well, a thrilling Olympic break later, the Stars return and a lopsided win, 4-1. They beat the Kraken, sweep them in the season series.
In fact, the Dallas Stars have swept the 3-game series from the Seattle Kraken for the last 3 seasons. Kraken wrap up back-to-back road games. They're going to be in St. Louis tonight to take on the Blues. The puck will drop at 5 o'clock before they finally return home. The Kraken have not played a home game at Climate Pledge Arena since last month. Mariners and the Royals played to an 8-8 tie at spring training, so ties are fine in spring training, no problems there. Brian Wu had his first start of the season. He left after 17 pitches in the first inning and 9 in the second inning. Brennan Davis went 3 for 3 with a 2-run homer and a couple of doubles.
3 balls, 1 strike of all guys. Here's the pitch. That's swung on, ripped into the left center field gap. That's down. It's extra bases going to the wall. Rivas is going to score. This game is tied. Refsnyder gliding into second. A ringing double to drive in a run. It's 1-1. Mariners and Royals.
Refsnyder has seen 2 different pitchers in this game, both lefties, and that's what the Mariners are going to be taking a look at, Charlie, all season long.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is a towering fly ball deep left field. This one is going to go onto the berm. Goodbye, Jackson Reitz. 3-run home run, and the Mariners have the lead. Their second home run of the inning.
Pretty good contingent of Mariner fans this afternoon over here in Surprise, coming over from Peoria, making a lot of noise after the Mariners bats making a lot of noise here in the top of the 6th.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is hit high, deep down the left field line. This one is going to go. It is gone. Into the Royals bullpen. Davis with the blast. Now the Mariners get one back. It's 3-2 Kansas City.
That came off the bat hot, and that is number 2. Second home run of the spring for Davis.
The pitch. Cross hits it high in the air, deep to right field. Davis is onto the track. He's up against the fence. He's out of room. It's gone. A 3-run homer for Gavin Cross. The Royals retake the lead. It's 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th. There's a flash of the power that Gavin Cross has been waiting to unlock.
And the 1-2 to Celestin, swinging a ground ball up the middle, and diving stop by Velasquez over to second for the force, not in time. Safe at second is Rodden. Celestin with an infield base hit and a run batted in. It's a 1-run game, and it's now the Royals 7 and the Mariners 6. Great hustle by Brock Rodden to get into second base as Labrada will score from third. Reach will go to third. Rodden safe at second, and Celestin has a base hit and a run batted in. The pitch. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to left center field. Going way back, and this one is gone. Goodbye, baseball. Connor Joe with a 2-run home run onto the berm and left has just tied the game at 8-8, his first home run of the spring. Joe with a high five as he gets to the Mariners' first base dugout, and the Mariners coming from behind to tie the game at 8-8.
Mariners back in Peoria to take on the Guardians this afternoon. That'll be on MLB TV, also streaming on Mariners.com. And by the way, Bryce Miller will be making his first start of the year. Men's college basketball, the Gonzaga Bulldogs have only lost 2 games all year. One of them was a couple of months ago down in Portland. Well, they got revenge yesterday in Spokane in a big way. 89-48, Gonzaga clinches the regular season title. There's still the tournament to go. Wazoo blew a 15-point halftime lead. That's been the story for Wazoo this year, by the way. They lost to Loyola Marymount in men's basketball 67-66. The schedule tonight, Gonzaga will host St. Mary's on ESPN+. They'll tip it off at 6 o'clock, same time for Wazoo, hosting Seattle University, also at 6, also on ESPN+. Lots of high school basketball this weekend at Wenatchee High School's gymnasium. If you want to go see state playoffs, you have a chance. There's 4 games in a row. It starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning in the 2B girls tournament, the first round. Orcas Island will take on Lake Roosevelt. At noon in the 1B girls tournament, Waterville Mansfield and Cross Point Christian will do battle. At 2 o'clock in the 1B boys first round, Nia Bay will take on Amira Cooley Heartline in the boys game. Then the Amira Cooley Heartline girls will take on Muckleshoot Tribal at 4 o'clock. So lots and lots of high school basketball at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium this Saturday. Check it out. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 25 minutes after the hour. Happy National Pistachio Day. It's National Tell a Fairy Tale Day. It's Toast Day, also known as my career. But today we're going to celebrate the one dish I can make pretty good. Everybody should have at least one dish that they're pretty good at making. I'm very proud of my chili. I stumbled across a base chili recipe probably 35 years ago. I tweaked it a little bit, added a few things and took some stuff out, and boom, it's been my base recipe for chili ever since. I do make a very good chili. I'm very proud of it. Yes, I do put beans in my chili. That's a point of contention among other people. You know, do you put beans in the chili or do you not? And I do. Some people believe beans in chili is a no-no. Modern chili usually attributed to spices to the south of us, Mexico spices, but there's very few dishes that have more of a regional flavor than chili. There's Texas chili and Cincinnati chili, and pretty much every region in this country has a variation on chili. Mine is just plain good, but I haven't made too much chili this far. The whole thing with chili, of course, is prep. It takes a long time to prep chili, but once you got everything in there, you just stir it every once in a while. And the other thing about chili, it always tastes better the next day. Malcolm wants me to make him some chili. Malcolm loves chili. Chili doesn't love him. Today in history, they made a mistake with Napoleon Bonaparte. His first exile came to an end because they sent him off to Elba, which was a nice little island, but it was only about 15 miles from mainland Europe. You know, you're out of here, Napoleon, go to Elba. First of all, it was way too close to mainland Europe, and they let him take about 700 guys with him to go to Elba in his first banishment, and he said, to hell with this, I'm out of here. And he and a bunch of men got in a boat and sailed for France, said, I'm going to go ahead and take another run at being Napoleon, and of course he did. Napoleon's exile from the island of Elba came to an end, and we all know what happened after that. We'll be discussing the Battle of Waterloo here in a few weeks. By the way, they learned their lesson. Yankees had a problem with Babe Ruth. He was still Babe Ruth. He was by far the most popular athlete in America, 15 years with the New York Yankees, but in 1935 he was fat, he was 40, and he couldn't run anymore. He was a defensive liability. He could still pound the baseball like nobody's business, but he was not helping the Yankees win pennants anymore, and the Yankees had to figure out a way to get rid of Babe Ruth without having the world go nuts, so they simply gave him his unconditional release, and Babe Ruth turned around and signed a $20,000 contract, a significant pay cut with the Boston Braves. The Babe's career with the Yankees came to an end on this date 91 years ago today. 33 years ago today, they tried to topple the World Trade Center. A bomb in a rental truck parked in the second level. It was the parking garage underneath the north tower of the World Trade Center was 6 stories deep. A bunch of terrorists set out a massive bomb in the parking garage of the second floor underneath the World Trade Center's North Tower. The idea was the North Tower would topple over and crash into the South Tower and killing everybody. It didn't work, but it did kill 6 people, including a pregnant woman. 5 of them were workers for the Port Authority in the garage. The 6th victim was a businessman who just happened to be in his car when the bomb went off. 50,000 people evacuated from both buildings. About 1,000 people were injured. Almost all of them suffered from smoke inhalation. The terrorists would try again, and with much more success 8 years later, but they tried to blow it up on this date in 1993. Birthdays. Heavenly birthday. He was nicknamed the Great One. Jackie Gleason. His father left the family, and they never saw him again when he was about 5 years old. His mother died when he was 19. After that, he was on his own, and he raised himself up from abject poverty to become known as the Great One. The Honeymooners, of course, he got an Academy Award nomination for The Hustler, Smokey and the Bandit, the legendary Jackie Gleason, born in the state in 1916, and 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. Ironically enough, I listened to Fats Domino yesterday. Just did. Glad I did. This is an American rock and roll original, the legendary Antone Fats Domino, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, part of the inaugural class, by the way. And on merit, the music's good, baby. The Fat Man, born in this date in 1928, and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Johnny Cash, John Carter Cash, Born this date in 1932, the only man to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and the Gospel Hall of Fame. We have the music. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Mike Benatti's got an opinion. When his wife is watching the Mariners, don't bug her. That's as simple as it could be. It's our biannual visit with our friends at Sustainable NCW. They're having a party on Saturday night, and everybody's invited. Don't miss that conversation. But first things first, Rosebud the dog is stuck in dog jail. Let's get him out. It's Pause for Pets.
I'm Jess Robertson. I'm an animal care associate here at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and today we're here with Rosebud. She's around 55 pounds, about 7 months old, so she's still in that puppy stage of her life. She came to us as an owner surrender, and she really is true to her name, where she's a Rosebud, but when she opens up, she's honestly a little Rose. So I like to call her Rose a lot of the time because she's a big sweetheart when you get to know her. She would do best in a home with someone who would give her time to open up and just show her the affection that she deserves. She'd also do best with having a more active lifestyle. Since she is a puppy, she probably would want to get some of those zoomies out. And she would probably benefit from just some basic training. As you can tell, she's a little bit crazy, but she does calm down. She could also benefit probably just from like enrichment activities like puzzle games, just some frozen Kongs, just something to keep her mind going. Well, she had the cosmetic surgery because she had a kind of inverted eyelid. I can't remember the actual medical term, but that's about the only thing that was really wrong with her. Other than that, she has a clean bill of health. She has made a few friends here, but as we always recommend, come in for a dog-to-dog meet and greet if you do have a dog in the home, that is. I'm not quite sure how she is with cats, no. I think she would be okay with kids. She is still like a big puppy. She might be a little bit mouthy at times, but that's where she would benefit from just some basic training and activities to do to keep her mind going, huh? So you're not a crazy girl. She gives kind of husky, but also almost shepherdy as well. But to me, she's just a big floofington, so that's what you are. He's just a big floof. If you want to meet Rosebud, you can come into the Humane Society Tuesday through Thursday. And starting soon, we will be open 7 days a week. And we are open at 12:30 to 5:30.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I love my wife, Rosie. Yes, I do. But her obsession with the Mariners is driving me crazy. I mean, I'm trying to read a book. I'm doing work on the computer, or heaven help me, I'm trying to go to sleep. But she feels the need to update me on every pitch, every strike, every foul ball, every doggone thing that's happening that, frankly, I couldn't care less about. You know, my friends, my buddies, they understand that when God was handing out the sports gene, I stepped out for a beer. Rosie, so somehow equates a shared love of the Mariners as some sort of barometer for our relationship. Now she can disagree with me about Janis Joplin, appropriate toppings on pizza, or my obsession with cop shows, and none of this is any indication that she doesn't love me. But me telling her that I could care less if Julio got a hit or struck out, man, we don't even want to go there. Oh God, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Welcome back to the program. Once a quarter or once every 3 months, whichever comes first. We check in with our friends at Sustainable NCW. Everybody knows Marlene. She's been on the show so many times, she'll probably just give you a ticket to the, it's a key to get into the building. Marlene.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's good to see you. She's the executive director. She gets paid. Your friend gets paid. Every time you come on, you bring somebody from your outstanding staff. Introduce your friend.
That's right. Last time I think Farrell was here, and this time we have Freyja. She's our outreach and education coordinator. She's been with us almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
What does the outreach and education coordinator for Sustainable NCW do? How do you spend your day?
Oh, what don't I do at this point? I mostly people probably see me because I write our newsletters, both for the Bike Co-op and for Sustainable NCW, and I run our social media, but I'm also helping to lead and run workshops with the Bike Co-op or any of our other like educational events, like Green is a Verb that we did last year, and our upcoming Earth Day fair. I'm kind of leading those educational events.
So you have a niche that you're in charge of, essentially. And how did you get roped into this group anyway? Court order community service, I suppose.
Basically, I was just I come from an environmental background, but I had been doing other work, and I was starting to look to go back to the environment sector, and I just saw the position, and reached out and was very lucky to get the job, I think. I think
She was
lots of
a
people
very
applied.
strong candidate. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm judging from your accent. You're not from these parts.
No.
I'm getting a bit of a brogue.
I'm from Belfast, yeah, Northern Ireland. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I don't want to get off topic, but Belfast to Wenatchee, that's not an easy trip. How did that happen?
It's only one flight, but yes.
Oh, nonstop from Belfast to Pangbourne. I forgot about that.
Dublin to Seattle. It's pretty straightforward.
So,
but how did I end up here? I grew up and I lived in Everett for a small portion of my life because my dad works for Boeing. So I was very familiar with the area. And after I graduated university, I graduated in 2020, so nothing was really happening for people like me who would like to do community work because everything
bad timing
was locked
for
down.
graduation, right? COVID.
I never, did not walk across that stage, but that's okay. So nothing was really happening, so I decided to I was like, well, I really loved Leavenworth and Stevens Pass, and when I was 13, let's just go back and see if it's still how I remember. And I thought I would just come for one winter season to work in the ski industry because there's no skiing in Ireland. I just thought I'll just do something rather than jumping into a lot of my friends jumped into a master's program, but I didn't want to take out more loans when everything was really rocky. And I came out here, did my one or two seasons at Stevens Pass, that then just rolled into I still live here.
Isn't it kind of cool how that works out sometimes?
Yeah.
Have you gone skiing with your boss before? Have you two hit the slopes yet?
We have not.
We've talked skiing a lot.
We've
worked at ski events together.
Yes, we've worked at Leavenworth, Nordic ski events together, but we have not skied together.
We need to do some fun days.
Yeah.
We have a lot to touch on. This is where we got this press release while I was on vacation or assignment, as we say, and I was super happy to see that that WM, formerly Waste Management, has done what they're supposed to do, and they're doing it well. You guys have a cool little partnership. Who wants to address that?
Go ahead, Freyja.
Yeah. So obviously, Waste Management recently, what's the word I'm looking for? They expanded. Waste Management recently expanded what they're taking in the curbside recycling, and they actually reached out to us because they know we have the Waste Wizard, and that's a tool that people often use online, and they felt like we were a very good partner to help share and get that information out. That they've expanded the plastic that they accept, so dairy tubs and to-go coffee cups, as well as the hot to-go coffee cups, but still no lids. And we were really excited to work with them to get the Waste Wizard updated. If you go on there, you can see it that's in a highlighted search, so it's really easy to see. And yeah, we sent out the press release because it was really exciting for us to announce that.
The Waste Wizard was the first thing that drove me to your website a gazillion years ago because it's a one page. This is the recyclable items that you use probably almost every day, and this is how they're recycled, and this is where you can take them. It's a great portal. And now because I haven't been there for a while, so now it's been expanded.
Yeah, there's lots of items on there, including stuff that are hard to recycle or can't really be recycled, and things that can be reused. Yeah, we've added consignment stores for clothing. We've been in touch with hazardous waste to see what they accept in terms of batteries and vapes and stuff like that. So it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's mostly managed by volunteers. And Marlene and I do as much as we can, but yeah, it's a really cool tool.
Do most people they don't really think about recycling because to them it's just a pain in the rear? I'm busy and I can't figure out, I don't have the time, the wherewithal to this needs to be put aside and that needs to be put aside. To hell with it, I'll just throw it in the garbage. It's just is that the number one reason people don't recycle? Because they either they don't want to do the homework. Or?
I think it's a little bit of confusion. Honestly, I recently, as in yesterday, found out that at my apartment complex, our recycling bin is only flattened cardboard, and so I'm a terrible outreach and education coordinator for Sustainable because I have been putting everything that I thought was recyclable and accepted in my recycling bin. So I think it's an education thing, because that as soon as you contaminate the waste and put the wrong thing in, the entire thing is going to get thrown away.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of like, well, I don't know, so I'm just going to throw it away, and I'm busy. So how am I meant to like? I need to for me in my apartment complex, now we need to not just separate glass, but we're also separating like everything except flat and cardboard.
And they need to have, WM needs to have the infrastructure to do that as well. It's a two-way street. It's
Yeah,
one
exactly.
thing right, it's one thing to make sure everything is in the proper bin. It's another thing when they come and get it that they do their job as well.
Yeah, so I think it's just knowing what's accepted and where you are, because it's so different from everywhere. And then people they're busy, so it's good to have these
I'll
tools.
ask you both of this, but how do you quantify success? How do you know that you're making, is it clicks on your page about recycling? And so, I mean, how do you know you're making an impact, that people are paying attention and saying, oh, don't throw the double A's in the garbage? That kind of, I mean, is there a measuring stick that you know you're making an impact?
We try to measure as much as we can. Some things are easier than others. One way is through our Waste Wizard to see how many people are using it and how many different items. We can see exactly which items are really popular. I know that's why we are, is it all right if I talk about it? We're about to expand our promotion about our Waste Wizard we have a new grant through the Department of Ecology to do special PSA type of videos, working with Jamie Howell's group, Howl at the Moon, to get, we really think we haven't hit the numbers that we'd like in terms of users. There are people like you, we're glad to know, that have been using Waste Wizard for a long time. But given the number of people in Chelan and Douglas County, because the Waste Wizard is specific to our area, so that if people have these questions, they should be able to go there and get their questions answered. So we want to get another 20,000 or more people to be using the Waste Wizard. So these videos are going to be really fun and entertaining and myth busting around what you can and can't recycle.
Well, good for Jamie. I've known Jamie for a long time, and he's good at what he does, and cool to the DOA. Did you have to apply to the Department of Ecology, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we applied for actually 2 what's called PPG grants, public participation grants. They're just about recycling and solid waste issues, and we got both of them. So one of them is to work with Jamie Howell's group on the Waste Wizard, and we know he has the corner of the market on really fun, entertaining videos. There's going to be music. There's going to be some animation.
Very creative. He's very creative.
So those are going to be really awesome. And then we are also working with another really great videographer, P2X, on organic management specific educational videos, because of, as we've maybe spoken with you earlier, other times, about how the laws have changed, and our area is now in a BOMA, business organic management area. So businesses and events and schools and hospitals, all the different organizations that make a certain amount of garbage, a certain amount of organic waste a week, have to be composting it. So we are going to make videos so that it's very clear how to do it.
You're talking about hospitals, schools, things like that,
and
right?
restaurants, obviously.
Yeah.
And an event can too, even if an event doesn't happen, it just happens in a weekend. But if you're creating a certain amount of organic waste, then you have to be composting it. So separating it from the stuff that goes to landfill. So we're going to make these videos that help people understand why, people understand why it's so great to turn it into compost, because it's such a valuable, now goes from being a waste to being a resource that our farmers can use in our gardens. And then also the quick how-to, and like, look how easy it is. So they can use it as a training video for their staff or their volunteers in an event, that sort of thing. Or the school ones will be also geared towards students, so students can see how to separate their
As the educational coordinator, how important is it to get kids started right out of the gate? Do you get a chance to go to classrooms?
Yes. We've been going to classrooms mostly around bike education, but we are hoping to expand into a recycling program that we're going to go to schools, middle schools, I think 5th graders or 4th graders.
That's about right, because they're at home and mom and dad are making dinner, and they're seeing mom and dad take the stuff and throwing it in there. Oh, Mom, no, you can recycle that kind of stuff.
And it's like instilling these like values and practices at like an early age means it becomes a habit, and you're not questioning it. And kids are they're so good at bringing that knowledge back to their families. Like, that's something I've noticed with the bike repair workshops that we've been doing. When we go back and visit the school, like, we end up connecting with the whole family, and the whole family ends up on the bike and learning something, and then everybody's biking, and it's not just the kids, or it's not just one adult in the house. So I think it's fantastic when you get to work with kids, because it changes the whole trajectory.
Yeah. get them going early, and that's a good habit to have, and they'll usually stick with it. You mentioned big events that when they get to a certain size, Marlene, they mandate to do some recycling, sustainability. Rails and Ales, March 7th is one of those events, right?
Yes, and there hasn't been a whole lot of snow this year, but it is still on, and I know they've got lots of great bands. We're working with Visit Wenatchee and the Chamber on that, and they did it last year as pretty much 100% towards zero waste, and working with the vendors so that there is all compostable packaging. So that is fantastic to work with an organization that is just deeply committed to this work, so that when we have the towards zero waste stations, it's really pretty simple, because we can say somebody comes up with their stuff and be like, that all goes right here into the organic waste stream. There's nothing that's going to fill the garbage can. So it's going to be really lovely like that. It is pretty complex because they have 3 beer gardens, and then we have also different other stations. So we do need a lot of volunteers. So
and the volunteers will be doing what? Monitoring the individual receptacles to make sure that people put the right thing in the right thing?
That's right, yeah. You don't have to usually handle it yourself. You're more there to guide people and help them see what it is. And some of the stations are very close to the rail action. Other ones are near the band. So it's actually a really fun volunteer opportunity. So we're looking for more volunteers, and we have a sign up on our website if people want to join us.
Or scan the QR code that you don't see on your screen. Probably should have done.
We can give you a QR code if you want.
We'll figure that out. You're doing something that you've never done before on the 28th of February at the Foothills Community Center, formerly the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, formerly a bunch of dirt back in the mid-'80s. Then they built a building. You're going to have a wing day. You're going to have a gathering, something you've never done before.
Right.
Most significant nonprofits, and you certainly qualify for that, do these kinds of things. Dinner, entertainment, auctions, what have you. And you're doing something on the last day of this month. Talk about that.
Yeah, so it's called our Gathering of Friends, a fundraiser. And again, like you said, it's at the Foothills Community Center, or the Wenatchee Valley Senior Center, formerly known as, and we're really happy to work with them. They've been super great to work with. So we're using that space, and we want people who have been connected to our work, or people who are just learning about our work, to show up and kind of, so that we can celebrate like what we have accomplished together, because most of what we do is deeply collaborative. Like, we're working with the Rotaries, we're working with businesses, we're working with the Chamber, we're working with the college, all these different organizations, that we couldn't do any of this just with a tiny staff, and even though we have a very dedicated board. So we really think it's a special event. It's going to have a full vegetarian, really nice menu that's being done by the new owners of Archive, who owns Sismania Catering.
I've heard good things about them, by the way.
I've had just a little bit, but I haven't been to the restaurant yet. But we've heard good things. So we're really excited for that. And then we just have we just think like people are going to get really excited to hear what Farrell says. She's our bike education coordinator. She's going to share a video where kids are telling sharing what they experienced from getting to learn how to ride a bike and take a bike home at the end of these bike workshops. And then we have Robette from Winton speaking about how closely we've partnered and all the stuff we've done at Towards Zero Waste events together. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And we have Jerry, or Gerardo Perez, who is our MC, and a lot of people know him, and he's going to do a fantastic job. So
tickets, how do people go? I'm in, I'll go. I got nothing on the 28th.
Yeah, we have more tickets available. So it's pretty easy. If you go to our main page, it's just right there, or you can click on events and find it really easily, and then it'll take you straight to ticketing.
And again, that's February 28th. Write that down on your calendar. Write it down twice, because I forgot to put this on my calendar until Rick reminded me. When you're, as outreach coordinator, are most people receptive when you pitch Sustainable NCW and what you do to organizations and schools, or to like?
Yeah, I feel like we've every time I've put something on it, like, oh, we have this thing, we have this program, and we can come to your school or your library. We get too much. So it shows there's a great need for this education and for the kind of workshops that we're doing. And it's really exciting, because then we get to work with all sorts of different people. We've been, the last couple of months or weeks, we've been at Wenatchee High School, Westside High School, Icicle River Middle School in Leavenworth. We're going to be at some of the libraries in the area soon. Yeah, people are very excited to especially on the bike side of things. Like,
that's good. That's what we want to hear. Anything else that's on your desk, Marlene, that you want to spit out to our thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers out there?
Thousands, wow. I guess to save the date for Earth Day Fair too. It's on the books for April 18th, a Saturday, close to Earth Day again at the college.
At the college, we'll be out. We'll come out and see you like we always do.
Yes.
Yep.
And so we think it was such a great partnership last year, and it was beautiful next to their fountain area. And we know it's going to be beautiful weather. We'll have some student groups there again too, and a few speakers, and just all these organizations doing a really, really important work that you can come and talk to, and they can get you involved. And you bring your kids, and they'll have interactive activities.
It was funny last year when I went to college to interview you and then some of your college cohorts. I asked how many trees are on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. I said it as a lark, and she said 894. And I said, how do you know? And she said, we counted them. And I thought, well, there you go. That's how serious they take their job. 4 years in the Valley. You like it here? You sticking around? Or
I do. I like it here a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And if you're interested in joining the board, by the way, of Sustainable NCW, the staff is Marlene and a couple other gals, and somebody does the books, and that's about it. They get paid, and they don't get paid very much. But if you want to serve on the board, you get to pay to be on the board. That's how that works. You're always invited to join the board. Go on to their website and give Rick a little bit of a break, because he works too hard for somebody who doesn't get paid squat to run the board. It's good to see you. Break a leg on the 28th, and we'll see you for Earth Day. Maybe a week or so we'll come preview it.
Yeah, and maybe I'll see you at Rails Nails. It should be fun too.
Rails, that's right.
There's something every weekend. So
I think my brain is still on vacation. It's good to see you. Nice meeting you.
Yes, you too.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Valley.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Quick shop talk before we do the weather forecast. Don't forget the Wenatchee World's Community Involvement Awards ceremony is tonight at the local Event Center at the Pybus Public Market. 5 people who do good work, so you're going to get 5 different plaques plus some tribute videos, hors d'oeuvres, adult beverages, whatever the case may be. Whether you can get tickets or not, I don't know. I would call the Wenatchee World's office to find out if you can still pick up a ticket or two if you were so inclined to go to what we are affectionately calling the CIA Awards. When they said, hey, the CIA Awards are coming up, and I thought, I don't have anything to do with the Central Intelligence Agency. Not only that, but I don't deserve any awards. 36 degrees. It's a little breezy, by the way, up Lake Wenatchee Way. As you can see, that's the Nanapoc Ridge camera behind the graphic. You can see the trees moving there. And that's really the only story today, weather-wise. It is going to be a little breezy. There's a ridge of high pressure over the Pacific Ocean and then an upper level low kind of right next to it, and that's causing the pressure gradients to tighten up just a little bit. So a little breezy today in the Wenatchee Valley. Sustained winds at about 10 miles an hour. Late this afternoon we could see the occasional gust at 20 to 25 miles an hour, kind of like what we had yesterday. And it's not going to be as warm as it was on Wednesday. We got all the way up to 54 on Wednesday. Caught everybody by surprise. We're only going to get to about 48 today, but again, lots of sunshine, although a little on the breezy side. Clear tonight, 34 for the overnight low. Sunshine tomorrow, maybe a couple of degrees warmer. And by the way, no wind in the forecast on Friday, at least for the Wenatchee Valley. And here's the weekend. Saturday for the last day of February, partly sunny and a high of 48. We'll see a few more clouds on Saturday than we've had the last couple of days, and right back to gobs of sunshine for March 1st, which happens to be Sunday, and a high of 53 up to 56 on Monday before the ridge finally moves away and gives us sunshine, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.